Phiwe, well done. 5 points. You can't do any better than that in terms of the log, but I guess it's fair to say it wasn't a complete performance. There were some really good patches, and I guess some patches that frustrated you as well.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a perfect game. We're not looking for a perfect game. It's a performance that we're after. Listen, it was serendipitous for us. We ended up defending a lot more than what we would have liked. However, there's certain things that we saw that we liked from a defensive perspective, so that was good for us. And being able to just adjust to, we went 14-0 down quite quickly, and then we bounced back well. So there's a lot of good that we saw today in the imperfect game.
Yeah, it's like the guys took 20 minutes to wake up.
Yeah.
Just on the defense, there was obviously the guys scrambled really well. There was some incredible commitment shown close to the line and that. But did you kind of feel that they had to do that because there were defensive errors early on? It seemed like the line was broken a bit too easily at times. Yeah, you conceded 4 tries, 2 more were disallowed. Are you a little bit concerned about the defense?
No, not really. We had 2 tries that were also, we went over twice and we got held up, So when you look at it that way, it probably balances itself out. Defensively, again, it's about cohesion, We're going to have to find each other a lot better. There's 1 or 2 things that we're going to have to be better at, especially going to the back end of the comp. We're going to have to work hard. There's no 2 ways about it. We're going to have to be better. And I know we will. So I'm not too concerned.
And I guess I'll get in there with the lineouts. Griquas competed really well. I guess it does bear mentioning though that you do have 2 kind of loose forwards playing lock, and obviously that's for reasons other than the lineout. You getting the results? Is the line-out a major issue, or is it a bit of a trade-off?
No, so you know what teams have started doing against us? They're going to start putting a lot more pressure at line-out, because of how good our maul is, which is the same at the breakdown. We've got teams that are really attacking us hard at the breakdown because they don't want us to get into shape. So those are the 2 things that we're really going to have to work hard over the next couple of weeks.
Hi, Phiwe. Congratulations. I just want to find out about the switch of Imolman and Shabina in the first half. Was that a tactic? And if so, it did seem like it worked. Why did it switch back after halftime?
Yeah, like you said, it was a tactic. We saw something early on in the game, and then we decided in the second half that it was on for him to stay on his side again.
And then I just want to find out, you've got quite a big game coming up next week. Will you be keeping a close eye on tomorrow's game with the Lions? And it being in midstream, are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, man, I'm a rugby watcher, so I enjoy really watching all the teams in the CURRIE Cup. So I'll watch everything. It's not like I'll be watching one team. And obviously there's permutations now. One team that doesn't really get the points, and then another, it changes the picture for us in the back end, So, yeah, so we'll be watching that. And then midstream, it's going to be a great challenge, different venue for everyone. So we're looking forward to that as well.
Cool. Congratulations as well. A couple of things, your breakdowns with under pressure, you mentioned that teams are not targeting, and you've got 5 loose forwards in your tight 5.
Yeah.
The back 5. How are you addressing that now? You had scored 8 last week, 6 this week. All the shuffling, isn't that affecting the team to a degree a little bit?
No, not really. Again, there's certain hands that we dealt and we're going to have to play. There's nothing we can do about it. We saw Mpilo come in and he was man of the match. So yeah, in terms of the breakdown, there's 1 or 2 things that we're going to have to sort out. I'm talking about the accuracy at the breakdown, and what was good for me was the feedback that AJ, the ref, was giving us in the game, and he kept on talking to us. So we knew exactly where we were. So we appreciate a guy like that who refs and then he can explain what's going on.
And if I ask about the mood in the camp, you've gone unbeaten now, so the pressure is on. Does the pressure get more now? Especially now with all the permutations, like you said, next week you're probably going to face a full-strength Lions side, not at home, but supposedly at home. How do you get you guys motivated and up for these games?
Yeah, again, I'm probably going to be called philosophical and everything. We honestly just go game by game. And the most important thing for us today was Griquas. We gave them the respect that they needed. Did we start well? No, we didn't, Once we woke up, we were really able to put them to the sword, which is the same. Next week, we got the Lions. There's nothing else that's more important than that, So we're going to have to look at the Lions holistically and prepare accordingly. No matter what team that they put on the field, we still have to go for it. And I said from the start, we're in the business of winning, It's winning games. And there's nothing else that's more important. So we just look at that, and that's what we're going to do. So we're looking for a performance next week. We're looking for a better performance. We're looking for a championship performance. So that's what we're after.
And this lapses of concentration, you used to have it at the end. That was at the beginning. I saw you ran on the wrong side of the field, kind of a thing. Not you, the Griquas. Those kind of things. What do you attribute that to? I know you're making a plan with that, but it remains a concern, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, what we're after, I don't know if concern is the right word. We are looking for an 80-minute performance. We haven't been able to do that. I mean, we were better last week, like you're saying, and we lost in terms of the laps that you're talking about in the middle of the game. This week was at the beginning of the game. And there are other factors in the game that were just unnecessary. Our discipline was horrendous, to be honest with you. So it's individual errors, and that's quite easy to sort out.
How do you address those individual errors? Sorry, my last question. I was interested in that. Silvino Jacob letting the ball bounce. I know it's a mistake on the day, but it's not something that you can get.
No, it's honest chat, because that's what we want. We're all about honesty. We're all about trust. So if we don't give, and guys really take feedback well, because we know that feedback is a privilege. So when you get in that, they really receive it well. They want it, so they're mine for it. So it's an easy chat with Strawberry. In fact, he's the one who came up and said, "You won't see that happening again." So it's already sorted.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jan de Koning online.
Thanks, Linga. I heard part of what you said to the other guys about being philosophical. But given that you're playing the Lions, you've now qualified, obviously, for the quarterfinals. Now it's basically between you and the Lions, maybe the Cheetahs, for that top spot. Is it important that you get into playoff mode, or do you just focus on continuity and building towards the rest of the season?
Yeah, again, for us, the most important game is the Lions now. So we'll go accordingly. I mean, we're going to have to prepare well. Like I said, we're almost preparing for two sides that they might come in. And obviously, the two coaching teams will bring something different. If it's Mzwake and his team, it will be different if it's Cash and his team. So there's a lot of planning that really needs to go into it. And that, again, is the most important thing for us now.
Is that a different challenge, not knowing, because up to now everybody's played specific teams? Is that a difficult challenge?
Serendipitously, it actually works in our favor, because then we can focus more on ourselves and less on the opposition, So we're able to clean up one or two things that we want, and we work on our accuracy. And that's always the better thing. Once you're able to focus on yourself, we get our systems in place, and no matter what happens next week, we have to show up and play.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jan.
Thanks, Jan. Carl?
Phiwe, normally I'm very critical, but I think today you showed today, actually, when the Pumas, the Griquas attacked you up front and everything, played a much more structured game. Your defense seems to handle it quite well. Did you work on the defense this weekend, this week?
Oh, I'll buy you beers for that. Yeah, look, again, everyone will tell you that championships are won by good defensive sides, and that's the truth, We still want to score tries. We still want to be brave with the ball, and it's the back end of the competition, We don't want to now get into a place where we're conservative because we're concerned, it's a once-off or whatever. We've played a certain way throughout the season. Like I always say, we've got a framework, and the guys are able to play within that framework, and we want that. We want that as much as possible. We want guys, especially players that cognitively are at a different level. That's what we're looking at.
And it seemed also that your attack was more clinical. It almost felt that you took a while to decide to go and score, and then you scored a little bit of bling, but a lot of structure and everything in your attacking play.
Yeah, so what we're finding again is teams, like I said, are attacking our breakdown, a lot more than what they normally would. So we're going to be sharp. We're going to have to be sharp around that. I mean, today they were able to slow our breakdown incredibly, whether that was illegal or legal, that's what we have to deal with. And we have to be better at giving refs better pictures.
Great stuff. Appreciate it. Great performance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carl, and well done on finding VPN all the way where you are. Ashfaq, please, will you round it up for us? Thank you.
Thanks, Lunga. Coach P, after that start and now being unbeaten after 8 games, you would maybe find it difficult to see growth. But I mean, I felt that showed actually a lot of growth in the team to come back from that and the manner in which the guys pulled it together again after, it just seemed like everything was going wrong at the start.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got some really experienced campaigners on the park, and that's mixed with a bit of youth. I mean, we saw Tillman today go incredibly well at loose at prop, and we saw Jean also come on, and he was incredible. He's busy around the park. He made a turnover, scored a try. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for guys with massive contributions, massive work rate, especially when they come in and they're the impact. Then again, we saw Katlego come in, and he looks like a class act. He really looks good, defensively, ball in hand. He's one for the future. He's really, really exciting. So holistically, I think we at a good place. We just need to tidy up 1 or 2 things, and then we'll really be able to put pressure on teams.
Yeah, because I just want to say now you scored 7 tries, so it's not much to complain about. But actually, there were a few other opportunities that were maybe missed. A couple of maybe early kicks when you have attacking front football, and once you decided to hold on to it, that's when you made the inroads.
Ashfaq, you're coming in on Monday, and you're going to do the review for us. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys. I will share the recording shortly.
So can I